fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Who am I but I'm Dre Mac? Came into the game just to spit facts. Into the space that I'm in. They got me by the drink cause I'm cold with the pen. I run no diamonds but I still shine. You can dig me cause my bar's mine. My tracks flame like a Gamu. The hardest part of my tongue, thinking it's a warm blue. I'm a soul with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist, but you smell me. One spark, then I bet you I'ma blow up. The throw my name around, get stupid, then you go dumb. No rest for the weary, a versus thinking in his man, but you can't see me. You rather drink than go pull up, but took a knife through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. I came to eat at the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, call me brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I poured all the planks, you use Decepticon. Straight rappers to the streets like Cobra. 80s they before they like. Up in the storage and I'm E-man. Up, down, down, then I'm cheeky. You a beast, man. I take a beat in. Ninja Turtle rap, Turtle Clans get defeated. Hot in the ride, you can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me, cause I'm a guy ball. Bad attitude like a rocket, my whole to the A. And I bet you can stop us. LL bad when I go and show up. You can hear the haters in the back. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on, everybody? It's your man Dre Mac coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. 7:30 in the morning, Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. You're from the West Coast. You already know. Get your sup. You already know that the early bird gets the worm. And today, I'm going to talk about this. God, I can't even talk because I'm trying to look for something at the same time. I'm going to talk about the there was a tweet that went out from E-Man with a clip from John Campia, and talk about the John Campia clip. You all talking about recast T'Challa and how Asian, like everything that I've said, everything that Chill has said about Asian up to child is dumb. I'm sorry, it doesn't make sense. And it's not the character. So still a brand new character. We got to wait to age up all of that. You know what I mean? And the E-Man, repost it. And I want to go back so people who don't know about the petition of recast T'Challa can get yourself reacclimated. I'm going to just play a couple clips of E-Man talking about recast T'Challa. You know what I'm saying? And talking about the child, Toussaint, that, kind of what his thoughts were. You know what I mean? And then spice it with the John Campia video, and we're going to talk about it. You know what I mean? I don't have a lot of time today, so I'm gonna get right to it. Hope you guys are happy. Hope you guys are healthy. I got to, you know what I mean? I gotta be happy and healthy. Are you happy and healthy? Shout out to my man Heavy Get over at the Heavy Get channel. That's my guy. That's one of the things he say. You know what I'm saying? But you already know the real question is, All right. Since I don't have a lot of time, everybody in the comment section, I'm a shout y'all out now. But I do apologize for anybody who's coming in. If I don't get to you, I'm sorry. I'm pressed for time, and I want to get all the info because I got a lot of information. So I want to get all the information out first, before I go into reading any of the comments, unless they're super chats. You know what I mean? Or unless they're there for members. So I do apologize. I don't want to be rude if it's a question or anything. I'm letting y'all know now. I'm probably going to try to rush through everything, but I'm a shout out to everybody that's in here right now. You know what I mean? So we can get this thing started. Junior Network, good morning, good morning, good morning. Marley Mar, good morning, good morning. It's funny because I was just listening to turn the TV off right when you said that. How you know I was listening to that? Tori Rain Reloaded, what's up? And I gotta check out Invincible 2, season 3. I gotta finish the end of season 2. You know what I mean? But hey Roberta, good morning. Good morning. Of course, you already know Church Auntie is in here, so I ain't gonna be doing all that cussing. But soon as she leave. Nah. Junior Network, what's up? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Majid Khan, good morning, good morning. Aisha, Grand Rising, beautiful people. Brother Juma, good morning, good morning, good morning. Um, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, Aisha, 1,000%. Uh, yep, get up, get out, and get something. Michael Johnson, good morning, good morning. Nice to see you up in the chat, Mr. Johnson. It's Tyra J. Look at Tyra J. Is this a streak? Tyra J is on a hot streak right now. She's the one on fire. That's what's up. It's good to see you, Tyra J, up in the chat. All right. I don't want to hold you guys long. You know what I mean? It's oh Lord, I got so much stuff on my plate here. So give me a second. I'm kind of going go into it. I'm going to show you guys the tweet first that got me curious, right? Show you guys the tweet first, and then we're gonna go get into the meat and potatoes in this. And like I said, if you're coming in and I don't acknowledge you, it's nothing personal. I do want to go through this, not as fast as possible at a good pace, so I can get up out of here because I got some other stuff that I got to do. So, all right, give me just a second. Let's get this thing set up and let's get to going. All right, so this is the tweet that got me first. So I seen this and I was like, yo, you know what I mean? Like this was kind of this was I just so happened to come across it. And it says, don't know why. Don't know why. And this is from E-Man from E-Man's movie review. If you don't know who E-Man from E-Man's movie review, he is a critic out of Chicago. I tagged him in this video, because I'm going to do reactions to some of his videos when he came to recast the child, especially some of the stuff I was sent. Um, so this is going to be a couple reactions to it, but he created the recast T'Challa petition, which I'm gonna go over the petition with you guys, so nobody's out of the loop. We know exactly, what the petition says, what he has said, and I'm gonna go into what John Campia says. You know what I mean? We're gonna get to a lot of stuff, and then I'm gonna give you my thoughts to get you guys out of here. So we know what format we got it. Let's go. But he says, don't know why, but I think I agree with her. Kind of questioning, laughing. Seriously, at Marvel Studios, really should avoid the whole grown-up T'Challa Jr. story. It took over 50 plus years for T'Challa to get on the big screen. Then we lost one. We don't need to wait for this kid to go through puberty, recast T'Challa. Now, that is something that me and Chill and Planet Fanatics and a lot of people online has been saying this. It never made sense in the first place because a recast, if we're going to go into what the definition of a recast is not a different character. You know what I mean? It never was meant to be a different character. What recast means, if we're talking about in the sense of a recast in film and plays, is allocate the parts in a play or film to different actors. There was a move to recast the play. So when we're talking about recasting, we're taking a character and that character stays, but we're recasting the actor. We're getting another actor cast in that spot to take the original actor's spot. That's what recast actually means if you want the actual definition of recast, right? So that is the literal definition of recast, right? Now that we got what the literal definition of recast is, let's go into E-Man's petition. For the ones who don't know anything about his petition, let's go into the petition. I'm going to read what the petition says, and then we're going to get into the actual commentary that was said. So I'm sharing my screen. This is the recast, and I couldn't um find it on change. I actually, this is good. I actually saved this. So this was from change.org. Um so this is what E-Man wrote for change.org for recast T'Challa. You know, it almost got to 75,000, but it says right here at 75,000 petition becomes one of the top signed change.orgs. It was at 61,455. I'm one of the ones who signed it. Now, I don't know. I think this was from at the time of, you know what I mean, that I took this, but you know, without further ado, let me tell you exactly what he said at the time, right? So E-Man's movie review started this petition to Marvel and 5 others. In August of 2020, the world mourned the death of Chadwick Boseman. To many, he was known for his on-screen role of Black Panther in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. While his character of T'Challa was adored by fans, there have been rumors that Marvel will kill off his character in the new movie and for good. This is a call for the petition. Now, before I even get there, the character of T'Challa. We're talking about the main T'Challa from the 616 universe. Not nobody else, the main T'Challa. So let's keep that in mind. We're talking about the main T'Challa that Chadwick Boseman played. No different than, you know, the Joker being played by Heath Ledger. You know what I mean? No difference in Batman being played, Superman being played. We're talking about the original one, right? So let's keep that. I want you to keep that in focus because this call to action was recast T'Challa. Not add his son, not a variant, recast T'Challa. All right? And remember, we got the true definition of recast, where recast means to allocate the role to another actor in a film or a play. The character needs to be recast, so another actor played him at one time. Now another actor is replacing said actor as a recast. William Hurt to Harrison Ford, that's a recast. All right, now that we got that out the way, let's continue to read so we can get a full understanding of what E-Man put in this petition. If you haven't read it or you don't know anything about it, we're going to talk about it now. All right, so this is a call for President of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, Co-President Louis D'Espinito, and writer-director Ryan Coogler to reconsider their decision and recast. Remember, we found that we know what the word recast means. The role of T'Challa in the Black Panther franchise. If Marvel Studios removes T'Challa, it will be at the expense of the audience, especially Black boys and men who saw themselves in him. That also includes the millions of fans who were inspired by the character as well. By not recasting is the key statement here. It could stifle the opportunity for one of the most popular leading Black superheroes to add on to their legacy. The number one way to kill a legend is to stop telling their story. Recast T'Challa is not calling for immediate recast. Recast T'Challa is not preventing anyone else from taking up the mantle of Black Panther, which I will be honest, I had a little bit of problem with that, but because Shuri did become Black Panther in the comics, then we allowed that mantle pass, right? Just that mantle pass. Not to M'Baku, not to one of the Dora Milaje, not to anybody else, even though that would make more sense because you're warriors, not to anyone else. The mantle actually went to Shuri when T'Challa was incapacitated. Once he came out of his coma, T'Challa was still the Black Panther regardless. He's still the avatar for Boss, no different than Moon Knight being the avatar for Khonshu. You got to put it in these terms so people can understand. If you're understanding with me, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you give me a 1 in the chat. If you're in the chat right now, listen to this live. Make sure you give me a 1 in the chat if you're following along. 2 if you're totally lost. All right, let me keep going. Recast T'Challa is asking Marvel Studios not to use the tragic passing of Chadwick Boseman as a plot device in their fictional storytelling. And we all know, if we watch Wakanda Forever, we all know that they used the death of Chadwick Boseman as a plot device in their storytelling. They did that. They used it, right? Recast T'Challa is asking for the portrayal of T'Challa to be allowed to continue in the MCU. And we're talking about the T'Challa from the MCU that was portrayed by Chadwick Boseman. That's the only one we're talking about, right? The call to action are sign the petition, share the petition. You use recast T'Challa on social media platforms like Twitter to raise awareness for Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, and Louis D'Esposito. And this just goes into the history of them. So let me be fair. Let me go ahead and read all of this. As the first Black superhero in mainstream comics in the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, T'Challa is literally Black history. He was created in 1966 during the Civil Rights era to be the embodiment of positive Black representation. His character was also instrumental in uplifted Black female characters such as Storm, the Dora Milaje, and his own sister Shuri. There is no more positive form of representation in Black culture than strong Black men and women supporting one another. T'Challa's character was only scratching the surface with his story in the MCU, and there is so much more left to tell. Chadwick Boseman cannot be replaced because there was only one Chadwick. However, someone can step into the role. Now, this is key. He writes, someone can step into the role. So what that means is the character stays, an actor replaces the character, right? The character stays, an actor replaces the character. I'm going to say this again because this is going to be so important later on. The character stays, an actor replaces the character, right? That's what he's saying. Someone can step in the role and continue what Chadwick worked so hard to bring to life. Boseman wanted to see the role, and not himself. He believed that the role he took on was way bigger than himself, and the role of T'Challa was no exception. And then he has a link to listen there. He took on the role of T'Challa because he knew the history and significance of both the character and the Black Panther franchise. He puts another link right here. Even despite his cancer diagnosis, he still signed on for the Black Panther 3 film. He has a link here. We all should honor Chadwick Boseman for what he's done on and off screen because he was a superhero in real life. Marvel should continue and honor and celebrate Chadwick Boseman in as many ways as they wish without compromising the legacy of the legendary character of T'Challa. All right, so we got that. We understand where E-Man was coming from, where he said this. So a little part of me was very surprised when, and I'm going to share my screen again, so you just give me a second. I was a little surprised when E-Man, said, I don't know why, but I think I agree with her. So what I'm going to do is before I get there, let me go down to it because I'm gonna play what she says last, so I can wrap this thing on up. So what I'm gonna do before I do that is I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you a couple of things. I'm gonna show you a couple of videos of E-Man defending his take on recast T'Challa, so you can understand the man that was placed to go ahead and write the petition of recast T'Challa. If you don't know who this is, or you have no idea who this person is, I want to give you a generalization of who he is. So give me just a second. Yeah, I was trying to think of where I put that at. And yeah, it's right here. So got a lot of videos. So what the first thing that I'm going to do is play the video after E-Man was with the Cosmic Wonder. So what I'm going to do is show you what E-Man said after his second viewing, because the first viewing was a little too emotional for him. So he went down a second time. He's with the Cosmic Wonder. Let's see what he's talking about when he's talking about the reveal of Toussaint the son of T'Challa, or AKA T'Challa Jr., AKA T'Child. Let's see what he says here. So let me share my screen real quick. And this is E-Man with Cosmic Wonder, and they're discussing Black Panther and what happened and what they could do. So let's go.
Yep. Right. Just bring it on. Right. But I will say that despite any creative differences I might have disagreed with, I still am appreciative of the fact that they tried to find some common ground. So my impression right now is there's a lot of legwork that needs to be done.
Okay, so if he's talking about the compromise, what I want you guys to understand, when he's talking about the compromise, he's actually talking about I'm now they got caught up in the comments. Sorry, y'all. I see all of y'all in here. Thank you. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. If you're watching this, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. All right, so what he's talking about the compromise is them revealing at the end of Wakanda Forever. Spoiler alert, but you should already know. We reveal the T'Challa Jr. In what he calls a compromise. For one, in that petition, he called for immediate, not an immediate recast, but a recast of the character, right? They did not give him the recast of a character. They decided to give him a son, right? We're still trying to figure out, what time was him and the kid doing this for him to be able to get the son? Because he was gone for 5 years, and then bam, here comes the kid. You know what I mean? Number two, he didn't want to use Chadwick Boseman as a plot device. They totally threw what he said out the window. And he's trying to take it all in as a compromise. But he knew, to me, and I'm not speaking for E-Man. E-Man most definitely go hit me up on Instagram if he feels, that I'm doing this wrong or whatever. But to me, it felt like, okay, is that what you want to do? Fine, whatever. You know what I mean? At the time. But technically, based on what he wrote, it technically goes against what he said as far as the petition wanting to recast. Remember what a recast is. The character stays, the role that's being portrayed by the actor, that guy gets removed and another guy replaces him. Edward Norton, from The Incredible Hulk to, what's his name? I don't never remember his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Still, recast, right? Recast. All right, so let me jump from this video, and there's another video that I want to show from all the nerds. Oh God!
I am so
from all the nerds, and what all the nerds, the conversation he had with all the nerds. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I've watched this video multiple times, and I totally disagree with a lot of the take in this. I'm not going to lie. Totally disagree with it. Because there was a take in here made by the brother. Now, again, I don't know these people from a bag of grapes. I don't know Frankie. I don't know none of these people. So I'm not going at them. Let me say that again. I'm not going at them. I don't know them. They don't know me. I'm only critiquing their take. And if I think a take is bad, I think it's horrible. I think the take is horrible. Now, they can feel how they want to feel. I'm not in control of that. You know what I mean? But I just don't like the take. Because, one of the takes was, I don't like the fact that we're demanding that a studio do something. I'm a consumer. I buy the ticket. If I don't want ugly Sonic on screen, I don't want ugly Sonic on screen. But you know what Team Sega and all of them did? They went back and changed the character. Because we didn't like the portrayal of what that Sonic looked like. Now look how big that franchise is for listening to the fans that's going to buy your ticket. And again, I've always said, stop being happy to be there as black people. We're supposed to be there. We're no different than nobody else. So we don't need to just, just be happy and kick up our feet and just be happy to be there. We're supposed to be there. We already earned our spot. Matter of fact, move your chair over so I can sit down because you demand your spot. Now, let me get to this because I could go all day, but let's get into this at about the 20-minute mark. And let's see what E-Man talks about when it comes to recast T'Challa in their take. Let's go.
Obviously, there are levels to all that. There's a direct recast, a variant, and
but I'm interested to know what the rush was for the recast, especially since we had no idea where the story was going. I know they said something in the moment, but they said something in the moment because we were pressing grieving people to tell us if they were going to replace somebody when they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to know, like.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you look at the timeline, and I'll try and I don't want to rehash it because y'all should go watch the For All Nerds episode where we talked about all this. Y'all like that recycling right there, right? But
I did. You know,
I think just to I'm sorry, and just to adjust this question, this Frankie's question, just a little bit. Let's speed it up just a little bit to the now, right? Is recasting still needed now that you've seen what you've seen?
Now, okay, so great question.
Let's get
now that we know what we know, especially given the ending, I would say that the campaign is less effective if you say it, because Marvel can technically say, we did.
And this is where I disagree. Because if we go back to what recasting really means, and I will make sure to link this so you guys can watch it. It's a little over 2 hours. So you can go back and watch it for yourself and see if you agree. But if we go back to the initial, what he really wanted, he wanted the character of T'Challa, the one that was portrayed by Chadwick Boseman, to be recasted. What does recast mean? Like I said at the beginning, recast means the character stays, but the actor that was playing it is now over here. He's getting replaced, and another actor takes over that role. That's what recasting means. That was not a recast. That was adding a child to the story, where in the comics, T'Challa in the 616 does not have a child. He would never be a baby daddy. He married Storm. He had relationships, back in the 70s. I can't think of her name off tops right now because it's not really on my mind because I'm thinking about this. But y'all know who I'm talking. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all can put it in the chat. But he never married her. Storm was the first marriage he had, because you just can't walk around. He's supposed to be the anti-stereotype. He just can't be a baby daddy, right? So what Marvel did was created a new character and just called him T'Challa. But thank you, Monica Lynn, thank you. But this is not a character. That is not the same thing as a recasting. A variant version of T'Challa is not a recast. So technically, E-Man, because if I was talking to E-Man, if I was on this panel, E-Man, your petition even has more legs, because they totally ignored what you said. All the people who signed this petition, they totally ignored what you said, what you stood out, tried to go out and go get, right? And we basically, it's going to be a basic, they're looking at you like, if I give you this, would you sell it? It's almost like they lowballed you. If I'm looking at it as sales, and as a sales pitch, I used to be a salesman for a long time, right? Used to work in the car business, right? You go and go get a car, right? You come in there and get a Lexus, then they're trying to sell you. And if you know anything about cars, right? You go up there for a Lexus 300, and they're selling you a Toyota Avalon. Would you settle for this? It's on the same platform, but no, I came in for a Lexus 300. Well, I got this Toyota Avalon, and that's all I got. Take it or leave. Matter of fact, I ain't got that. Here, get the keys, drive off. That's settling. That is not what I asked for. I asked for a recast. Not only did Marvel turn around and really spit at that petition by using the death of Chadwick Boseman as a plot device in their fictional universe, they also compromised with you by giving the anti-stereotype a bastard child. So technically, the petition has way more legs than what you thought at the time. Now, again, this was at the time. This was 2 years ago. I'm not beating up on him. I'm just giving a perspective at the time frame. And time heals all wounds. Let's keep going.
So that at the end of the day, I've never asked for when T'Challa should come back.
He did.
I've never asked for how T'Challa should come back.
You did. Remember, E-Man, you said in your petition that recast T'Challa, right? Recast T'Challa, the one that was portrayed by Chadwick Boseman. That's what you said. So technically, that is how you do it. Recast the character. So technically, again, this was 2 years ago. Time heals all wounds. Let's keep going.
I've only said keep the portrayal going. Obviously, there are levels to all that. There's a direct recast, a variant, and you know what we got now. But I'm like, yo, is T'Challa on screen? Okay, I'm done.
And you could be specific about when you say what we got now.
Oh, you know,
His
with
son.
Junior, with his son. I forget we're doing spoilers. I'm sorry.
Yeah, spoilers.
But
You
yeah,
say
I
it.
mean, like, how do I look sitting here saying recast T'Challa? They gave you T'Challa Jr. Now, I would say there's a lot of legwork that I would like to see happen with that character. I don't want that character to just be some symbol and just thrown in the background. I don't want that character not to get the treat.
I mean, technically, if you really think about it, y'all, that's exactly what happened to Shuri. Shuri became a symbol and actually a rallying cry for if you did say anything about Shuri being Black Panther and not T'Challa, you was a feminist. It became a rallying cry to use, you know, basically the feminist movement to be able to say, if you don't like this, you hate Black women. It caused more of a rift and a divide and not actually what it really is. That's just like if Christopher Reeve died while he was playing Superman. And then Supergirl became that new character. But then you found out, just like in Superman Returns, that he was a baby daddy. And now we're going to wait for, Junior to age up, right? Remember Superman Returns? He was a baby daddy. Did anybody like Superman Return like that? No, because it didn't make any sense for him to be a baby daddy, have a baby by Lois Lane that he didn't even know about. But that kid ages up, and that's your new Superman. There you go. That Kal-El, whatever that kid's name is. And you see what they did. They totally scrapped after Superman Return. They didn't do no more of that Superman with that particular character. They went and did Man of Steel. They totally scrapped it. So what is that? What am I saying? Right? Because actually, that Superman Returns is a continuation, if I'm not mistaken, of Superman 2. So a recast. Let me keep going.
Treatment that you would give any other white prominent Chris character, as well. Like, give him that same energy that you would give to any other lead character down the line, and I'm good. So I got no
down the
issues with
line
that.
could be like, in a couple of
It
years.
can be a while.
They could say, oh, he's 5 now, however old he is, and then say 10 years later, here he is. And
Sure,
throw
Kang the
actors.
Conqueror's messing with timelines. Maybe
Yeah.
he walked through a time. I don't know. Listen,
But,
I'm
okay.
not here to dictate how they tell their stories.
Okay.
I'm not dictating when. I'm just saying, like, yo, this character matters. He has history. There's a lot of stuff behind that and representation. Just keep that portrayal going. That's all.
And I agree with him. And then now I'm about to flip to the next video. But I do agree with him. The character does have he has longevity. He has all of that. He's been around, 50, 60 plus years now. Right? He would, matter of fact, he'll be 60 years in next year. The character of T'Challa. 1966, he came into the comics. 2026, that's 60 years. And you're telling me we're still fighting to get that character that was portrayed by Chadwick Boseman recast. All the rest of that stuff I don't care about. I don't care about the variant. Would it be variant? Okay, whatever. But really, just like with anybody, that character should be recast. So again, 2 years later, we're saying the same thing. Now let's pivot, because I'm not gonna lie, there's some takes in here that really, boil my biscuits. Let's get to this.
Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to the Best Damn Movie. That the story had not yet been verified, that the story was not confirmed by Marvel. And now,
hey, this is
Marvel
John
Studios
Campion.
Executive Nate Moore is saying
they're going to talk about recast T'Challa. So I'm going to give this a little bit more play, and then we're going to keep going. But I want to get to the point.
That there was no truth to it. Well, sort of. Anyway, this comes to us from Deadline, who said the following.
Okay.
Marvel Studios
I basically already read this on my last show, so I'm kind of skip past this, and I'm going to get to John Campion's takes.
Claiming, we know there's these 3 people that they already offered the role to, which turned into the 6 people that Marvel have already offered the role to. And so has already turned it down. Yeah, apparently none of those are true either. Look, I still think after the years have passed, it was still a mistake, a well-intentioned mistake, but a mistake nonetheless, for Marvel not to recast T'Challa. T'Challa is just too important of a character. And I still think there is a very valid chance that they walk it back and they do indeed recast T'Challa. But they haven't even started working on this movie yet. So that would make sense. I mean, all we know for sure, Chris, is that Denzel Washington's going to be part of it.
Yeah.
Because he confirmed that. So we know that.
And then apologized for confirming it.
And then apologized for confirming it. My bad.
Whoops.
So I don't know. What do you think about what Nate said? Do you think he's covering his bases a little bit by saying, well, hey, listen, it's not true yet. We haven't started talking about it yet. Do you think there's still a possibility they could recast, or do you think they've truly moved on from that now?
I think there's still.
And again, and Aisha, I just read your comment, and I'm gonna just put your comment on here because I'm always going to advocate for Black people in this space. You know what I mean? And that's what you're saying. I'm an advocate of supporting my people, regardless of their takes. It's very few of us in the space, but I'm happy we're continuing to contribute to the conversation. I'm always going to advocate for my people in the space, whether I like their take or not. Just because I might not like your take doesn't mean I don't like you. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean I hate you. I hate your guts. No, it's not that deep, because I can disagree with your take and still welcome you to this space. Still welcome you with open arms. Still love on you. I just don't agree with what you're saying, and that should be okay. You know what I mean? And, even in the space, especially even if it's egregious, you know what I mean? I might not agree. I might have to pull myself away because we don't align in the same thing. But you stay on your side of the corner, I stay on my side. That should be okay. You know what I'm saying? As long as we're not throwing jabs at each other that shows sign language, shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. I'm not going to shame these people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to insult these people. You know what I mean? I'm not going to, guilt these people to think what I should think, and I don't need to be right. You know what I mean? It was, it's a simple fact for me in this space is that when we look at it, how are we looking at this, and what is the solution? We got an issue. What is the solution? And now let's work on the solution. And if I think the take doesn't make sense, to me, it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? The only thing that a person could do is just disagree with me and agree to disagree and move on. All right, let's keep going. Because Chris gives her thoughts, and this is what E-Man was responding to.
Still going to recast. I think this is just kind of a due diligence PR statement of whoa. We haven't fully come out and said any of these things officially, but we're probably going to do it. This just has always felt like where there's smoke, there's fire kind of situation.
Right.
Right. And after so many years, I feel like you do have to bring T'Challa back into the mix here.
Yes, you do.
Because that character is just so important. He's so important to this film or this film series and everything. I think you need to have him back in here. Listening to E-Man's reviews and everything has made such a great case for why we need T'Challa and why he needs to be in this franchise.
And specifically, we're talking about T'Challa, not T'Challa Jr.
Yes.
They're two different characters.
Yeah.
This is all we've been saying. And I'm glad they are saying this, right? I'm glad they are saying this. For one, the platform. Their platform is huge compared to mine. It's huge. And they are saying the thing we've been saying out loud. The character is way too significant to just give it to a child and let's, whoopity bam boom, and here comes T'Challa, timey-wimey, all of that. I already got the 3 reasons why they don't make any sense, right? And technically, and this is the honest to God truth, and I will tell E-Man this myself. I wish E-Man would have had this say 2 years ago when he was on the all the Nerd show, so we can stand solid on what recast really means. Now, I'm not saying that he couldn't have changed or could have looked at that and be like, no, I could have did it a little different. I'm not saying that. He probably did. I don't know. I'm not gonna, say what he thought, because E-Man can tell me himself what he thought at that period of time. But it's good that he recognized what they said, because that's what your petition really said, my brother. That's what your petition. That's why I signed your petition, because I believed in everything that you wrote in that petition. Why? Because we do see white characters, white actors die, they get recast. Dumbledore, Incredible Hulk, the list goes on and on, because the story goes on. Hell, even when my guy for Fast and the Furious, that played Brian O'Connor, golly, I can't think today. But when he died, they used his brother as a stunt double at least, and they let him drive off into the sunset, and they still acknowledge him. You see what I mean? When I read your petition, that's exactly what I got. Paul Walker, my mind is a million places. Thank you, Brandon. But that's what I thought when I read your petition, and we're talking about recast. And I'm glad, because John Campea has been on recast T'Challa for just as long. When E-Man put that petition out, probably even a little bit before that, but he was always recast T'Challa, because he knows that the significance of the character, right? The character over the actor. And that's really all I'm saying. And I'm glad she said it. I think she got a little bit more to say. So I'm going to finish this out, and then we're going to wrap this thing up.
Yeah.
I don't need mini T'Challa. I don't need T'Challa who's aged up a la Lion-O from Thundercats.
Exactly.
I don't need any of that. I want that character back in here. And I was one of the people too who at the time totally understood why they did this and thought it was a very respectful thing to move on from Boseman and not have that character in there. But now I've really come around to this character needs to be back in the mix. And I think Disney would be pretty foolish to not fully bring this character back.
This is something that Marvel wouldn't keep under wraps, right? Until like the first trailer drops, because they would have to do like the media.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and drop this off. Make sure, go ahead and get if y'all liking this, get the likes up, run the likes up, y'all, run the likes up. Yeah, and she said no Lionel. Yeah, that's right, Gray. No to Lionel. Lionel. But I do love what she said. What she said was amazing. And this is everything that we said. And the thing is, the guys with the small channel, and I'm not saying, like I said, E-Man can do whatever he wants to. You know what I mean? But the guys in the small channel have been saying it. Have that same energy for us that you have for John Campea. Let us know that you hear us. That's all I want. That's all I got to say about that. All right. So you guys fully understand where we're coming from. Recast T'Challa, John Campea, Chris is on the show. They get it. They get why T'Challa is so important. It would be foolish to not carry that character, because that character, not T'Challa, that character is no different than Batman, Superman, and anybody else. The character is no different. Give them that same energy that you would give any other main character. And it's not a mantle to be thrown around and here, there, everywhere. It's a character that needs to be there because he's that significant.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that up, B.
All right, gotta wrap this thing up. Gotta get up out of here. Thank you so very much for tuning in to another episode of the Dre Mac Show. Thank you for everybody who tuned in. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. But don't forget, again, to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe hard, y'all. Enjoy you guys. It's Thursday, fur day. Get your fur baby and hug on them. Where's my outro at? I gotta go. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Huh. Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.